I used to believe that love was supposed to feel safe, like a quiet place where your heart could finally rest after a long day of fighting the world. I believed love meant understanding without explanation, loyalty without conditions, and effort without keeping score. When she came into my life, I thought I had finally found that kind of love. She didn't arrive loudly or dramatically. She entered gently, with soft smiles and patient listening, and before I realized it, she had made herself a permanent part of my everyday thoughts. She made me feel seen in a way no one ever had before, and that feeling alone was enough to make me believe that whatever we had was real. At that time, my life was simple. I wasn't rich, I wasn't powerful, and I didn't have a perfectly planned future. What I had was honesty, ambition, and a heart that loved deeply. She said she admired that about me. She told me she liked how genuine I was, how different I felt from everyone else. When she said she felt safe with me, it planted something deep inside my chest, something warm and dangerous at the same time. I trusted her with my fears, my dreams, and the parts of myself I never showed anyone else. Slowly, without noticing, I began building my world around her presence. Adjusted my routine, my priorities, and even my expectations from life to make space for her. I defended her when people questioned her intentions. I ignored small red flags because I convinced myself that love required patience. Late nights turned into long conversations about the future, about dreams that felt bigger every time she spoke about them. She wanted comfort, stability, and a certain lifestyle, and I promised her that I would get there one day. When she said she believed in me, it felt like fuel. I worked harder, slept less, and pushed myself beyond my limits because I wanted to become the man she deserved. What I didn't realize was that while I was planning a future for us, she was quietly preparing a backup plan without me in it. The change didn't come suddenly. It wasn't loud or obvious. It was slow and subtle, almost invisible at first. Her replies started taking longer. Her tone became distant. The warmth in her voice faded, replaced by short answers and forced conversations. When I asked if something was wrong, she brushed it off and told me I was overthinking. Those words became her shield, and I let them become my excuse. I didn't want to believe that something was slipping away, so I blamed myself instead. Maybe I wasn't doing enough. Maybe I wasn't successful enough. Maybe loving her too deeply had made me less attractive in her eyes. She started comparing me to others, casually and without hesitation. She talked about men her friends were dating, men who already had their lives sorted out, men who were more established, more confident, more impressive. Each comparison felt small on its own, but together they slowly crushed my sense of worth. I stopped feeling like her partner and started feeling like her project. Still, I stayed, because every time she showed affection, it felt like relief, like breathing again after holding my breath for too long. That inconsistency kept me emotionally trapped, even though I didn't realize it at the time. The truth didn't come from her, and that was the cruelest part. It came accidentally, through a message I was never supposed to see. A mutual friend sent me a screenshot late one night, hesitant and apologetic, saying I deserved to know. When I opened it, my chest tightened instantly. The words on the screen were hers, clear and unmistakable. She was talking about me, about our relationship, and about how she didn't take it seriously. She said I loved her too much, that I was easy, and that she was just waiting for something better while keeping me around. I read those lines over and over again. My hands started shaking, and my breathing became shallow. It felt like the room was closing in on me. Every memory replayed in my mind, but now it was stained with doubt. Every I love you, every promise, every reassuring word suddenly felt fake. The pain wasn't just heartbreak, it was humiliation. I had given someone my loyalty, my patience, and my genuine love, and she had treated it like a weakness. The worst part wasn't even the betrayal itself, but realizing how small she thought I was, how easily replaceable, how disposable my feelings were to her. When I confronted her, I expected denial or guilt, maybe even tears. Instead, she sighed. That sigh hurt more than any insult ever could. It was the sound of someone who didn't think they had done anything wrong. She told me I shouldn't have gone through those messages and asked why I was making such a big deal out of it. In that moment, something inside me went quiet. I realized she wasn't sorry for hurting me. She was annoyed that she had been caught. She expected forgiveness. She expected me to stay. That night, I stood in front of the mirror and barely recognized myself. I looked tired, drained, and smaller than I remembered being. I saw someone who had slowly been shrinking himself to keep another person comfortable. For the first time in a long time, I asked myself an honest question. What happens if I stop begging for love and start demanding respect? The pain didn't disappear, but it changed shape. It turned into clarity. I didn't want revenge driven by anger. I wanted my dignity back. I didn't explode or expose her immediately. I stepped back and observed. I stayed calm while she continued lying, manipulating, and pretending everything was normal. She underestimated my silence, thinking it meant weakness. In reality, I was finally seeing her clearly. I collected the truth not to destroy her, but to protect myself. When the moment came, it wasn't dramatic or violent. It was quiet and public. Friends were around, conversations were flowing, and she was confident. When the topic of honesty and loyalty came up, I spoke calmly. I didn't insult her or raise my voice. I simply told the truth. Messages, dates, and contradictions laid out without emotion. The room went silent. Her confidence vanished instantly. For the first time, she had no control over the narrative. No gaslighting, no excuses, no manipulation. Just truth standing on its own. Watching her realize that felt strange, not satisfying, but freeing. What surprised me most afterward wasn't happiness or pride, but relief. It felt like putting down a heavy weight I had been carrying for too long. I walked away without hatred because I finally understood something important. Love doesn't make you weak, but staying where you are disrespected does. I didn't lose love that day. I lost an. Now, when I think about the love I believed in, I don't feel bitterness. I feel clarity. I learned that real love doesn't confuse you, humiliate you, or make you question your worth. Love isn't about sacrificing your self-respect to keep someone else comfortable. It's about choosing yourself when someone else refuses to value you. The love I believed in wasn't real, but the strength I found afterward was, and that strength changed everything.